Hello and welcome to the Sounds and Symbols mini video series, The Road to Literacy. This is session 9, so I hope you've enjoyed all the other 8 so far. Today's session is about helping children to speak about the future, so to use their imagination and think about what might or might not happen. This mini series of 20 videos offers activity ideas to help to promote the foundational skills required for literacy success. You will find this introduction at the beginning of each session to remind you of the skills you are helping your child to gain and to explain how these contribute to literacy success. Sounds and Symbols is committed to play-based learning, the belief that the spoken word should come before the written word, Vygotsky's sociocultural theory of cognitive development, that language is the root of culture, that a child's culture is significant to their learning, and that children learn within their community role. That building knowledge upon previous knowledge is how children learn, through holism, bringing together everything that they know, and that children learn through doing. This diagram shows indicators of good literacy. Children learn through experience. This is gained from their environment and their interactions within it. The skills on this diagram are evident in children who are good at literacy. By promoting these skills, it is possible to establish a sound foundation for literacy. Each indicator has been identified through educational research. Children who struggle with literacy are often weak in some of these areas. For a more in-depth explanation of these indicators, please refer to the Literacy Unlocked webinars at www.melsis.co.uk/eduweb. Teaching children through music is a very natural, fun and enjoyable and successful way to learn, and this is especially true of literacy because language and music have a great deal in common. Facility with language and the ability to discriminate and to manipulate language sounds are the most important precursors to literacy success. Musical activities offer a means of playing with language sounds. By focusing on developing an awareness of language sounds, a secure literacy foundation can be laid. Listening to stories, singing songs, reciting rhymes, and enjoying finger plays and action songs are the bedrock of early literacy learning, as they help children to tune in to language sounds. They also help to create a fun and playful environment in which children can learn to identify, match, and manipulate language sounds. These skills are essential for literacy. Talking about the future helps children with imagination. And talking about what might be imaginary and what might be possible, what might be reality. So we can stimulate children's imagination by speaking about possible future events. What might happen for real, for example, planning a picnic, going to a party, going to the dentist. Not my favourite future event. Speak about what is real and what is not. So for example, will a tiger come for tea? At your house, what do you think? What would you do if he did? Would you let him in? What do you think would happen? So use picture books to place images in a child's head. This helps to promote memory as well as imagination. If we hear about something and see it, then we are more likely to remember it. Picture books not only give a child an opportunity to predict what a story might be about, but allows them to build imagination by knowing, for example, what a dragon might look like. So I could describe a dragon, but then I might have a different view of this dragon. Or would I even be able to actually imagine it if I'd never seen something that was a little similar? And to compare fiction with reality. By talking about imaginary creatures and events, children are able to enter other worlds without any real consequences. bit like Mr. Ben going through the wardrobe and changing clothes and coming out somewhere else. So similarly, children can investigate real life situations as well as imaginary ones. So real life things such as visiting the dentist. So if you talk about these things or read stories about these things and what happens at the dentist, then this helps children to not be as scared about what might happen. Uncertainty can be quite frightening, especially for children. For adults too, we don't like uncertainty. It makes us anxious. So helping children to know about what is going to happen helps to allay these fears. Let's see what we can do. So the first activity is Granny's house. So I shall leave you with a video of this, and it's a lovely little story about how this little boy is going to get to his granny's house. But we don't know where his granny's house is, so it's in the future. How will I get to Granny's house? And then a surprise at the end. And then I'm going to read you a story of the Gingerbread Man. So I'll leave you with Granny's house first. This is a story called How Will I Get to Grandma's House? And it's about a little boy. He's going to see his grandma, and he thinks, how many different ways can I go to Grandma's house? So let's have a look. He can go by car. We have a car here. Maybe he could go by plane. He could go in an aeroplane. Maybe he would go by bus. He could go on the bus. Or maybe he would go by train. We've got Thomas here. Or maybe he would go by boat. Or he could ride there. Maybe he could go on a camel. Or an elephant. Or what about a zebra? So, we're going to sing this song, little story, but we're going to sing it. And then at the end, we'll see what happened and how we did get there. So we're going to sing a car, an aeroplane, a bus, a train, a boat, and a camel. Okay, are you ready to sing this? So, the words for the song, what does it say on here? How will I get to Grandma's house? How will I get to Grandma's house? Let's see. How will I get to Granny's house? Granny's house, Granny's house. How will I get to Granny's house? Far, far away. In a car, in a car. Let's all go away driving, driving in a car, in a car, in a car. Let's all go away driving, driving in a car. How will I get to Granny's house? Granny's house, Granny's house. How will I get to Granny's house? Far, far away. In a plane, in a plane. Let's all go, we're flying, flying in a plane, in a plane, in a plane. Let's all go, we're flying, flying in a plane. How will I get to Grandma's house? Grandma's house, Grandma's house. How will I get to Grandma's house? Far, far away. In a bus, in a bus. Let's all go, we're riding, riding in a bus, in a bus, in a bus. Here's the bus. Vroom. Let's all go, we're riding, riding in a bus. How will I get to Granny's house? Granny's house, Granny's house. How will I get to Granny's house? Far, far away. On a train, choo-choo. On a train.
Let's all go riding, riding on a train, on a train, on a train. Let's all go riding, riding on a train. How will I get to Grandma's house, Grandma's house, Grandma's house? How will I get to Grandma's house, far, far away? On a boat, on a boat. Here's a big boat. Let's all go sailing, sailing on a boat, on a boat, on a boat. Let's all go sailing, sailing on a boat. How will I get to Granny's house, Granny's house, Granny's house? How will I get to Granny's house, far, far away? On a camel, maybe, on a camel. Let's all go riding, riding on a camel, on a camel, on a camel. Let's all go riding, riding on a camel. What do you think the little boy did? Let's have a look. Oh, he says no, no. Grandma's house is on my street. I will walk to Grandma's house. Hello, Grandma.
Was that a surprise ending for you? Did you expect that to be the end? I'm sure you could sing that song and have lots of other different ideas in there as well. So I now have the story of the Gingerbread Man for you. I'm sure you know this story, but there are many other versions too from different countries. Have you heard of the runaway pancake? That story is told in Norway and Germany. And then there's the runaway bannock. This is a similar story, but it's told about a round loaf of bread called a bannock, and it comes from Scotland, this story. And you make it a type of flat bread, and you make it round and flat, and you fry it in a pan. And again, the bannock ran away. And there's another version from Russia, and it's called the little round bun. And again, it's about two very poor people who try to make something to eat, and this little bun tries to run away. And everything he meets, and finally he meets a wolf, he sings a little song. This is a little song. I don't know the tune, I've only found the words. I was scraped from the flour box and swept from the bin and baked in the oven and cooled on the sill. I ran away from Grandpa, I ran away from Grandma, and I'll run away from you this minute, I will. So there's a little song in that version as well. This is quite fascinating. There's all these different versions from around the world, and yet they're the same story. Very interesting. Okay, so this is the story of the Gingerbread Man. And the idea is that you could ask the children, what do you think is going to happen to this gingerbread man? And you can retell the story with different endings. So let's tell the story as it is in this book. There once was a little old man and a little old woman. One morning, the little old woman decided to bake a gingerbread man. She rolled out the dough and cut out the shape of a little man. She made his eyes, mouth and nose from icing and gave him 3 currant buttons. Then she popped him in the oven and baked him until he was golden and crisp. But when the little old woman opened the oven door, the gingerbread man jumped down and ran away. "Stop!" cried the old woman and the man, and they went running after him. But the gingerbread man was too fast for them. He said, "Run, run, as fast as you can. You can't catch me. I'm the gingerbread man." And off he ran. The gingerbread man ran past a pig. "Stop!" snorted the pig. But the gingerbread man ran on. "Run, run, as fast as you can! You can't catch me, I'm the gingerbread man!" And off he went. Next, the gingerbread man passed a cow. "Stop!" mooed the cow. But the gingerbread man ran on. "Run, run, as fast as you can! You can't catch me, I'm the gingerbread man!" And off he went. Soon he passed a horse. "Stop!" neighed the horse. But the gingerbread man ran on. "Run, run, as fast as you can! You can't catch me, I'm the gingerbread man!" After a while, the gingerbread man reached a river, and then he had to stop. "Oh no, I can't swim," he cried. "How will I get across the river?" A sly and hungry fox was waiting nearby. He saw the gingerbread man and licked his lips. "Jump onto my tail and I will take you across the river," he told the gingerbread. So the gingerbread man jumped onto the fox's tail and the fox began to swim across the river. "You're too heavy for my tail. Jump onto my back," he said. So the gingerbread man jumped onto his back. After a while, the fox cried, "You're too heavy for my back. Jump onto my nose." So the gingerbread man jumped on. But as soon as they reached the riverbank, the fox flipped the gingerbread man high up into the air, snapped his mouth shut, and gobbled him up. And that was the end of the gingerbread man. Is that the ending you expected to that story? Maybe you could rewrite the story with a happier ending for the gingerbread man. And the poor man and woman, they didn't get their gingerbread man either. I hope they made some more. That's a very good story, that. I once made a little chant with a xylophone, going, "Run, run, as fast as you can't catch me, I'm the gingerbread man." And the children played it on a xylophone and sang it at the appropriate time in the story. That's quite a nice thing with some older children, if you have older children to work with. Well, what else can we do to help children to think about what's coming next? Well, for the immediate future, we can give children visual clues. So, for example, I might bring Humpty and say to the children I'm working with, Humpty's very happy because he hasn't made an appearance yet. We're on number 9. He's very happy to be here. So you can show them a visual puppet or anything, an animal, creature, whatever it is you're going to talk about or sing about, and say, what do you think we're going to do next? So if I bring Humpty, the children know that we're going to do songs and rhymes. That'll be the next thing that's going to happen. It helps them to get into the mood for whatever's going to happen next. And similarly, when we've done rhymes and songs so far, we've brought, for example, Nessie. What was going to happen after I showed you Nessie? Well, we had a story. Where's Nessie? Or the little mouse. There might be a few little mice rhymes. You can guess which one. Or an owl. We had an owl story. In fact, I think we had 2 owl stories so far. Or an elephant. And we've had at least 2 elephant rhymes and songs so far. So that helps children to think about what's going to happen, and then their minds can get ready. And then they can join in more easily if they know what's going to happen. Also, we talked about helping children to allay fears of what might be happening tomorrow. So at the end of a day, talk about what's going to happen in the evening, what will happen when you go home, when is someone coming to pick you up, and what we're going to do tomorrow. Is there anything a child needs to bring with them? So that they know that they're ready. Helps them to think about what is going to happen. So to be prepared for whatever event is coming next and prevent anxiety due to uncertainty. So remember again to observe each child. Do they talk about the future tense? Do they say I will when they mean in the future? That's all for now. Thank you for watching. Have a great day. Please join me again for number 10. It's about decision making.